What makes you think you can come down to Hollandale, DK?
And don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day. Besides, we both know I'm training to become a cage fighter.
Since when, DK?
You have the worst reflexes of all time.
Try and hit me, pirates.
What?
I said come down here and see what happens if you try and hit me.
Such an idiot.
Let me see what your best move is.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Dao Shigong here from Gaming on the Dark Side, GOTDS, and you know we always got this coming at you with another video for Call of Dragons. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a series here, now that things are starting to get a little more exciting, about the wars on our server, right? We're in 2301, well ST1 2301, that's the server we're in. I know other guys are in different servers, so they're probably putting up videos of their fights as it's happening. But this is for us. You know, I'm here, I'm able to watch them as they're happening, have a little more of an inside track on some of the drama, and so I will be bringing them out. Now, this video here is going to be involving some fights from actually like over a week ago, because I didn't want to give a video out right when it was happening, because I didn't want to like mess up anyone's play style, right? Because I'm over here watching it. I didn't want someone to think about, you know, if someone had some plans or something like that. And I also definitely didn't want my advice to both sides to be used against one or the other, because, well, hey, I don't mess that up. No, sorry guys, I'm a DoorDash came there, so a little hop here in my speaking. But yeah, I didn't want to mess up anyone's gameplay or give out advice that someone might be using and accuse me of helping one team out over the other or whatever during the middle of the fight. So that I wanted to make sure this fight video came out a little bit after the fights were going on. Same thing for future fight videos. I will not be doing live fight videos, most likely, because I don't want to show favoritism in a sense. It's all about just reporting what's going on and what I see and giving kind of my opinion. That way people can see what's going on. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the fight of this season right after the intro.
You don't know the power
Of gaming on the
dark side.
Alright, so we're going to get into this. Now, if you've watched one of my other videos from the past, and you guys know that this particular season is pretty much an exercise in Farmville for our server. The way everyone's kind of set up, where they are on the map and their starting zones, made it to where there wasn't going to be any real fighting until this pass, for example, opened up. There were some light fights here and there. There was a Z1 fight pass, or a Zone 1 fight between a couple smaller alliances over in Zoland. But like I said, it was a small skirmish. Nothing really much came of it. Both alliances are both still stuck in Zone 1, so it's not like you're going to see much of that. However, we did have a fight that did start once the Level 2 pass opened up, and it opened up Zone 3. DK and Inwa, who are allied, were coming into that zone hard and fast, and you had POTC and Losi also coming into that zone, and they were definitely on a collision course with each other. DK and Inwa made a mad push coming straight down to touch their territory. I was surprised how quickly they got there, but you can see here on the map that they're already touching. Now the red is DK. Inwa you can't see on the little map I have right now, but DK is already touching, and that led to the very beginning. You can see they're already hitting some of POTC's keeps and a tower they're trying to build on the other side of the bridge. I got a bit of the footage from that fight when this happened here, so we're going to look at it together and kind of analyze it in, I guess, real time. You can see that DK is coming down hard, but they also have Inwa with them. I didn't see a ton of Losi players per se coming up, but you see a lot of POTC, they're trying to come over there. Now, when you're coming across a bridge like that, you know, it's definitely a choke point, but it's a choke point for both. POTC is trying to get across. They have a tower there, right? Well, a spire that's hitting over there. The only problem with the spires is they're single target, right? So if you have a tank or someone that can soak it up, everyone else is pretty much safe from it. Doesn't really help out a lot. But DK is just heavy on the people. See, there's Inwa kind of hanging out back here. You can see like the power at the time they had compared to POTC. I think I'm going to go over here and look at them and take a quick look at them and show you guys that. So you can see that they're about even, right? However, that's just DK and POTC. But when you also toss in Inwa, it creates a much bigger fight. You can see where they're coming down, and I was trying to look at where POTC thought they were going to go. They were trying to cover more territory because you can see they're wide open across that river. But Inwa, here they are now. You can see their power. Together, there's like 10 billion power coming at POTC. Losi, I want to say, is around 2 billion power. And, you know, so it's not exactly what I would say a fair fight. But then again, I've fought against Inwa before. And I think DK and, like I said, Inwa, hey, they got their stuff going on. POTC, though, when they really want to make a push, they can make a pretty good push. It's just hard to sustain sometimes. And that's what you're going to see happening over the course of this battle. But they do have quite a few people here. They're not pushing across that bridge, right? They're focused on just destroying this stuff because there's no point. Why go across the bridge? Why take the spire? Why bother? They're playing it smart and forcing POTC to have to come over and across and fight. But like I said, POTC can't make a mad push. They just can't. They'll get destroyed because they'll get choked on that bridge. The bridge is definitely a double-edged sword in this battle. And the spire, I mean, it's making somewhat of a difference, but it would be a bigger difference if the spires had splash damage, right? If they hit a target and they also did damage to any targets around it, then they'd be a lot more deadly. But, I mean, they hammer pretty hard, and POTC did a good job of having their tower and their keep within the range of that spire. So these guys here that are destroying with little hammers, they're going to get tagged, right? They're just basically cannon fodder. But, hey, like I said, you can only hit one person at a time, so it's not doing a lot. But the map, like I said, they really came down hard and fast. Now, at this point, Losi is right there with them, right? Here's some Losi players. They're hanging back here, they're building up, but they're not really pushing up. Now, one thing Losi does really well that I like about Losi and their playstyle is they will build a crud ton of towers, making it where it's a pain in the butt to have to tear down these towers to take over their territory, right? It's definitely a strategy that they utilize very well, and it's very frustrating when you're trying to take territory from them because you have to do so much work just to take territory. Now we fast forward a bit, and DK and Inwa were able to push through that Alliance Keep and tower, and then they started to attack the spire. They really mashed up on there. You had DK because they're concentrating on taking the spire, with Inwa supporting them and killing off anyone that's coming out around them. I mean, there's just, look at the amount of people. It's crazy. They're there, and this is after a sustained fight. POTC and Losi are burned, right? I mean, it's hard for them to sit there and keep mounting this because your hospital's full, your troops are dead, stamina's out. All you can sit there is just watch in frustration. But you can see on the map how they're slowly moving in. But now, let me freeze on here for a second. I want to focus in on Losi and Inwa for a bit here. Now, we're going to leave this spread out kind of far so you see the whole entire map for a second. Losi's down. They're coming through on the south side, that level 2 path's coming up towards the spire. Well, Inwa's coming out and around and south, coming, you know, from the north, coming down south, round DK's position. This will become important because later on you're going to see how Inwa maneuvers themselves to slice Losi from being able to help out POTC and to cover that other pass. What DK and Inwa do here is very, very efficient. So I was able to snag some fight footage of once they got across the bridge and took the spire. The fighting picked up all over again. Now POTC is able to push a little harder because they are on the same side. The spire's not doing anything because DK still has to, like, they've captured it, you know, quote unquote captured it, but they still have to take it over by beating it up before it becomes fully theirs and they can fire back. So you've got a lot of pushing coming from all sides now on DK. But like I said, DK has DK, and of course Inwa pushing against POTC. Losi will be down to the south a bit, and I think I got some fight footage of that coming up pretty soon. But this here is where it's pretty fierce, right? I mean, it's do or die. They've gotten the spire. They have the bridge, the choke point. They're going to basically be pushing POTC all the way back to the gate. There's a couple of players here that I know, Malfu and House. I know those dudes are both really cool guys. They're right there on the front lines doing some work. But it's just, there's so many bodies there, right? And you can see that people are spread out a lot. They're trying to pick people off, but it's hard to really get a good solid push. So there's a couple of Losi players in there, I think, helping out. But, I mean, there's just so many DK players coming down. And I know DK has some T5s. POTC and Losi don't have any T5 players yet that I know. I think they might have one. But I'm not too sure on that, if they're playing or not. After that push, they kind of took a break for a bit. Both sides did. It seemed kind of quiet. But a couple days later, or about a day or so later and all that, it happened again, right? They're pushing hard. Like I said, I think DK, at this point, I was already guessing they're coming in. They're going to try and push POTC all the way back to the gates. And Inwa's going to be coming down to do the same thing with Losi. So once again, you've got a ton of Inwa and DK. DK is able to do the destruction, right? Because they're making contact with the land. So their people can focus on sending in plenty of people to destroy, because you have Inwa to support you with the attacks, right? And they're just going to be peppering in little attacks, forcing POTC to kind of come out and hit them a little bit, and they run back and forth and back and forth. But basically, it's a battle of attrition. As long as they can keep eating up territory and POTC can't make a big enough push, it's not going to really matter. And that's the play here. Unfortunately, DK and Inwa combined so greatly outpower POTC at this point that just from just sheer bodies, right? I mean, they're coming in. And if you have the same, let's say 20%, 30, let's be kind and say the same 40% of your alliance doing the majority of the fighting, well, they're going to get tired, right? Their people are going to be put in the hospital. They run out of resources for resource healing. It takes forever to get that elixir back up. They can't keep on carrying the rest of everyone else. You need 100% participation to be able to do something like this and to be able to push these guys back, especially when you're basically half the power of these two other alliances combined. You really can't think that just 40% of your players are going to be able to stop this steamroll. It's just not going to happen. And also, you got to take in consideration just the morale, right? When you're on a roll like DK and Inwa are, it's easy to rally your players. Come on, log on in, get these Marises, keep on fighting. We're really pushing them back. More people log in, they go. Conversely, when you're on the losing side and you're getting your butt handed to you, your guys are all in the hospital, you start getting disheartened. Other people see that and say, well, crud, I don't want to have all my guys in the hospital. I don't think I'm going to jump in. We're getting pushed back. What am I? What is one player going to make a difference? And you get enough of those players that say that, well, then all of a sudden now you have 15, 16, 20, 30 players that just aren't really showing up to fight. That hurts. And it just snowballs what's already happening, where, like I said, the 40% of the people that are actually fighting are just going to get tired and burnt out and not able to continue through. And those are problems. So, like I said, DK and Inwa working together here at this point in time, right, when only like the level 2 passes are open. Level 3 is not open yet. They kind of have carte blanche to be able to push as hard as they want. They definitely have a strategic advantage in the way the territory was built and the way it's coming down. POTC, now that they're past that bridge, really is open, and it's hard to create another choke point someplace for them to be able to kind of get this bigger number into a smaller point, so they can sit there and AoE damage them down and cause enough damage to kind of slow down DK and Inwa by filling up their hospitals. Right now, they're able to switch out players. They're able to take their time and rebuild. That it's just bad. It's bad all around. and this is not a good place to be. We've all been there, though, right? We've all had our alliance. Well, maybe not everybody, right? I mean, if you're an Apex player and you've never lost a fight, whatever, maybe not. But I know I've definitely been on the receiving end of a freaking stomping like this. I mean, these guys are going freaking American History X on POTC, dude, and they're about to put their freaking head on the curb and kick it in. It's pretty bad. But hey, you know, it is what it is. What I'm curious about is seeing how much further they're going to go. And like I said, they're definitely aiming on pushing POTC out. So let's see if that does actually happen. Before we can see how far they pushed them, let's see. We got a little bit more of the fight going on here on the 24th. Yeah, dude, like I said, you can see Inwa's all up in there, right? They have no problem tossing in their players as DK is crushing stuff. And this is a smart play. When you've got a good union, this is the way you do it, right? You have the person that's touching the territory focusing on destroying or building, and the other side is going to offer support. So DK and Inwa are doing it right. As much as it hurts POTC, they just weren't able to hold that position. Unfortunately, Losi wasn't able to help out enough on the bottom over there, and you run into this kind of, well, just like I said, it's a steamroll right now. But hey, every dog has its day, right? And just because today POTC is getting stomped doesn't mean that tomorrow it'll be the same. Things can change, alliances can change. For all we know, DK and Inwa can end up fighting with each other. We've seen crazier things, right? Who knows? But on this day here, you can see that this is just not good for them. And unfortunately for me, I think I was beyond tired when I was filming this because I didn't zoom out to like look at the whole map. And I apologize, guys. I wish I had, so you can kind of see how it's starting to change from what it was originally, where, you know, POTC was across that bridge, to where now they're gradually getting driven back closer and closer to their level 2 pass. So I do apologize on that. I think I said I was half asleep when this film happened. Actually, to be totally honest, I know I was probably asleep because this video here, just this section, was like 6 hours long of just like staring at the same exact spot I'm looking at right now. So yeah, I definitely fell asleep and my screen just kept recording. It was pretty, I was like, what, 6 hours of what did I record? And so I just chunked out the part that, you know, hey, it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and fast forward now even further into the future and see what has happened from this situation. All right, so now we're fast forwarding about 6 days, guys. And as you can see, POTC's been pushed all the way back to the gate. But they're deciding, you know what, we're going to come in and we're going to attack from the gate, and they've caught DK with their pants down. There's no DK players at all, right? You have some Inwa guys over there trying to, like, you know, help out a bit. But for the most part, DK's asleep. This is POTC's chance to try to get some territory back. So they're attacking a tower. Now, I think we need to zoom out a bit in a second so you can kind of see what we have. But the main fight is right there, right? You've got a bunch of POTC taking the tower down, as you can see, all over the place. They got about 50 minutes. That's a long time. 50 minutes is a lifetime. But you can see when I zoom out here that the map shows that the only territory in this zone that POTC has is the actual pass itself. So they're able to kind of get out there, but they can't really make a concerted push because they don't have the bodies. And it's tough to get the bodies in when you don't have enough castles on the other side of the pass. They're all behind it. So it'll be tough. But Inwa is streaming in from the south. They have effectively cut off Losi from being able to help. So Inwa is basically the night guard. They're coming in while DK is asleep. But Losi, no longer able to help. They've been cut off completely. So what do you have other than just POTC having to take on DK? So they were hoping to catch DK sleeping, which they did. However, Inwa was wide awake, and they're coming up and defending. The thing is POTC going to be able to make a big enough push to take down that tower and start creating territory? Now, if it was me, right, this is just me spitballing here to look at the situation. I mean, you have POTC coming in. they're building a bunch of turrets, it looks like, and they're trying to take down a tower. But if you look at the way the territory is set up, DK is not touching the south or the north side of that pass. There's a bunch of open space. So myself personally, I wouldn't have gone straight in for that tower to start destroying it. I mean, we could, why not? Spread them out. But while you're doing that, why are you not building a tower to the north and the south where it would force DK to have to build to even get to them? But by the time they got to them, most likely you would be able to get that build finished, because Inwa can't stop it. Inwa can't destroy that build, right? They're too far away. They can't destroy anything. They can't build anything. So all they can be is a body to take out your players, but they can't stop anything, right? I mean, heck, if they didn't want to wake up Inwa or DK at all, they should have probably started with at least getting those 2 towers started. Get all those turrets happening. Then we move in. We start destroying that tower there to draw out their players and fight then. That way, hopefully, we got some territory on the inside of this zone. We can teleport castles in directly, and there, now we have castles and turrets. You can hide and do some guerrilla warfare hiding within the castles as you guys are fighting. But for the most part, I mean, that'd be the play, especially right now, which doesn't still make sense to me because Inwa and DK are so concentrated to make a push like this right now. You've overplayed your hand, right? And what's going to happen is you're just going to show them that, hey, you guys are willing to come in and do this, and therefore they're going to have to reinforce that entire area even stronger, and it's going to make the job of coming in even harder. Pretty much the only play that's going to happen at that point in time is you're hoping that they'll get distracted pushing into either the next pass, which is pass 3, which isn't going to probably happen, because you got COC and MILF up there. They're not going to come down from the north, right? The only thing is maybe RVK and RVO would come up from the south, come into the zone, and help, spread out the attention from these ones. As POTC can make a push, and hopefully Losi as well. The thing is, you got to make sure you're keeping your players, motivated during this time, building themselves up, gathering merits from merit farming with each other so they can buy elixirs, just really, really getting yourself geared up for a serious hardcore push. But like I said, you're going to be smart about it. You got to build territory coming in. Otherwise, you have nowhere to put your castles, and it makes your marches too long. And when you're severely wounded, you're coming back super slow. It just really messes things up. Unless you get that one talent that, gets you back quicker. But still, though, it's a pain. And it's hard to do right now. So you can see that DK and Inwa have done what I said they were going to do in the beginning of this video. They have pushed POTC all the way back into their zones, right? Zone 1 and part of Zone 2, respectively, because POTC was coming up from the south. It's a problem. Like I said, these turrets are just going to be free merits. That's all it's going to be for Inwa and DK. So that, it is what it is. It was at least exciting. I mean, POTC, Inwa, DK, and Losi have had the most action yet this season, right? I mean, everyone else is over here just watching, saying, dude, that must be so much fun, because we're all just in Farmville for the most part and just doing merit farming. But oh, dude, it's just interesting to watch. And of course, it's easy to armchair quarterback, right? I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm armchair quarterbacking, watching from here. But when you're in the middle of it, and you're not, there's things going on, you're trying to figure out, hey, which players are going to be online. You're trying to motivate people. And like I said, a lot of times you end up having like the same 40, let's say, being super generous, the same 40% of your alliance doing all the work, right? When I say all the work, doing all the fighting. Everyone else has other obligations. They're farmers. They're just can't come on at this time. And it just, it's a pain. It's hard, and you don't want to burn out your good players. But at the same note, you don't want to discourage your less active players from even joining in. But like I said, look at it. It's fun, though. Look at the action here. Now, the only problem is, while watching this, is, you have POTC fighting in there against mostly Inwa, because DK wasn't awake. But once DK wakes up and they come into this fight, which they do, it is just a massacre, because DK comes in with their T5s, and T5's hurt. I mean, POTC does drop their giant, which is cool. I mean, they're going to try and get something. But like I said, you can see, hey, you're dropping it now. Why? In a sense, it's almost a waste. It would have been better to maybe, like I said, if you would have been starting to build some towers, or waiting until, or somehow we're able to get to the last few minutes of this tower being destroyed. But like I said, it's 50 minutes away. The giant they have, as far as I know, is not elite, so it's only going to last like 3 some odd minutes, something like that. You're going to get some kills, you're going to push some guys back, but unless you were organizing a push behind this giant, why? What's the point other than just to get some kills in, right? It's not really going to stop much, especially when they can just hang out on the outside of that circle. You know, it's not enough. It's not enough. There's not enough support to finish that destruction. Like I said, 50 minutes it's a lifetime trying to destroy that. If they would have been building some towers, though, in the background, they could have had a tower. They could probably have towers already done by now, because the towers, with some good builders behind it, they could have been done in, what, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and DK wouldn't be able to build. And Inwa would not be able to destroy those builds. Now, what Inwa could have done is, you know, camp their troops around it, so slow build now and wait for Inwa or DK to finally build and go. But that would have made them have to get closer to the pass, which would then make POT's players able to come and attack them better, not being so spread out, but having to march longer. The longer you have to march, the more spread out you're going to get, the harder it is to get support from your reinforcements. It's a cluster, and that's all we're seeing right now. It's just fights, fun fights, good merits, but it's not going to go anywhere at this point of this season yet. But like I said, once this next pass opens up, there's going to be some serious action all over the map, not just in this zone, but this zone should be interesting to see. I'm interested to see if RVK and RVO come in, pull some of DK and Inwa over to that side, because they're going to have to, because otherwise RVO and RVK are going to come in and they're going to build straight north and cover those level 4 passes. They're strong enough to help quite a bit if POTC and Losi are able to coordinate and do their pushes at the same time. But it makes me wonder if that is the case and they start really losing a lot of ground. Inwa and DK start losing a lot of ground. The pass up to the north, the northeast, that pass 3 would probably allow COC to enter. And COC can send down some people. But on that same note, COC and MILF have the other side of that zone to worry about with BDO. Are they going to push over there and try and stop BDO? Is BDO going to go in? I don't know. And even if I did, I couldn't really tell you guys, because that's part of the strategy. I can't talk about that stuff, right? But I can only speculate what's going on and kind of lay it out, especially for you people that aren't part of this server. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here, guys. I'm really looking forward to it. But hey, POTC, Inwa, DK, Losi, hats off to you guys. You guys definitely made this part kind of entertaining to watch and see, and kind of, you know, give a preview of the fights that are going to happen. And I am definitely jealous that you guys got so much action already. I'm really looking forward to the action coming up when this new pass opens in a couple days. But until then, it's going to be back to Farmville for me. And I do have some more stuff I want to work on, guys. I'm trying to make some more videos. I'm trying to catch up and get more things happening. So I really do appreciate you guys sticking with me this long. And if you're interested in seeing more fights from this server, right, ST, 2301 and all that stuff, you know, definitely chime in, right? As far as I can tell, I think I'm the only guy really making videos of this particular server. I think King Kaizen threw out some stuff and all that, but other than that, I really don't know if anyone's really making content from this particular server. Everyone seems to be in other servers, and they kind of pop in here and they look at it and they really don't know who's who and who's allied with what and what's going on. Hey, I'm your guy. I'm your reporter on the ground, kind of doing this. But like I said, I will not be reporting on live fights. There'll always be something that's kind of already happened. That way, I'm not messing up anyone's gameplay and all that kind of stuff. or causing issues or giving away secrets or whatever and all that stuff. You guys, I want people to enjoy their fun, have it, and all that stuff. And I'll just do my job and be as unbiased, hopefully, as I can be as a reporter and give it to you guys and all that stuff. So, anyways, guys, thanks you once again for joining in. I'm looking forward to making some more videos for you guys. This is your boy Darth Shigong. And until I see you guys again, I hope to catch all of you gaming on the dark side.
Just tell me what you want, what you need, what you see, what you wanna be. Tell me everything, think it into being. That's how dreams become the real thing. A model of thinking, a bottle to sink in, yeah. I've been coast to coast around this whole globe. I've seen a lot of hope, yeah. I've seen a lot of nope, I've seen a lot of growth, but we can make it more. Yeah, I'll tell you what I want in the middle of the club. I'm dancing up on my chick, I'm showing a little love. I'm listening to this track, got the speakers above, and feel like everything is coming all together at once. I want a good life, good nights, good friends, alright. Make a couple dollars from something I love to do right. Live my young life, grow old with some memories. Living each day with a good vibe energy. Tell me what you want, just take a thought and make it happen. The only way to live up in this life is with some passion. Don't let this life just toss you by, get up and take some action. Just tell me what you want, go take a thought and make it happen. Cash or cars, I need black guitars, I need plaques for art, yeah. I need shooting stars and a few more scars, maybe a few cigars, yeah. I wanna hit all the charts across all the parts, and that's just the start, yeah. I wanna change people's lives for a single night, so listen up, alright. Think of what you want while you dance to this. Your plans and shit, romance or biz, a chance to get whatever you could possibly dream of. Could dream up, think of anything that you need. Want a car, a love, a life, a wife, that's right. Start thinking of everything you can need in life and visualize everything, all those dreams and sights. While you sleep tonight and wake up ready to fight, yeah. Tell me what you want, just take a thought and make it happen. The only way to live up in this life is with some passion. Don't let this life just pass you by, get up and take some action. Just tell me what you want, go take a thought and make it happen. Tell me what you want. Just tell me what you want. Just tell me what you want.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.